Hi everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome back to Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop. I got my tribute build for our dearly departed Basset Hound Ginger, who passed away last month. I got that all finished up. If you remember, we chose the 1939 Chevy Sedan Delivery from Revell as the vehicle of tribute for this build. Very happy with it. Pretty decent kit. Turned out really nice. Really love the color combination we went with the white and the copper. I didn't use the kit wheels and tires. I used Mean Machines models from eBay. 3D printed wheels and tires. I didn't use the barrels. I'll use them for something else. Not that kind of a build. But generally, pretty happy with it. I really like how it turned out. I think it makes a really good tribute for her. So let me get things turned around and get the turntable set up and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here it is, everybody. The Revell 1939 Chevy Sedan Delivery, done as a tribute for our Basset Hound Ginger, who passed away last month. For the paint scheme, for the white, I used Folk Art Metallic Pearl White. I've used this on a couple builds. I really like this paint. Really sprays on nice and looks really good. For the copper part, the secondary part, I use Chroma Molten Metals Copper. And I just mixed in a couple of drops of black to my mixture, and that darkened it a little bit more to where I really wanted it. So easy, simple mixture. Everything was cleared with the new Kaleido Colorworks acrylic gloss varnish. Fantastic varnish. Excellent. You guys know I love using Createx, and I think it turns out great. I think this stuff's even a little bit better. I really do. After 3 days, I wet sanded it with 6,000, 8,000, and 12,000 grit sanding pads, polishing pads. Polished it with Novus number 2 and waxed it. It's a very tough varnish. It's really tougher than the Createx. You can even go to like 3,200 or 4,000 to get some really stubborn stuff if it's not a smooth clear when you first apply it. It's really good stuff. But back to the car here. Like I said, I added Mean Machines from eBay wheels and tires, and wanted the Steelies and dog dish caps. Really nice wheels and tires. They are excellent. You can see I added the decal on the back, kit decal on the back. 1/8 inch aluminum tubing for the exhaust. I used the smaller, lower profile hood ornament. Stripped the chrome on the mirror, the side mirror, and painted it the copper body color. The rear license plate housing, all that's from the kit. Really nice. Hand brush painted Molitor chrome for the door handles. I used more of the kit decals there for the pinstriping on the fenders, the backs of the fenders, and a little bit here in the delivery area. It seemed a little plain, and I think that added just enough of a touch to really set it off, at least in my opinion. So wife and I both like how that turned out. So really happy with this one. Went together really good. Really happy with it. So we'll take a look under the chassis here, underneath and outside of the Mean Machine wheels and tires. Everything is as kitted. Just some detail painting. Body colored the frame and the underneath of the chassis. More of a show car look. Painted the mufflers in black, glass packs we'll call them. We'll go to the back tires. Oh, and the exhaust tips are 1/8 inch aluminum tubing that I use for the exhaust tips. I'll give you a show. I use Kaleido Colorworks stainless steel for the exhaust. And again, the body color, which you saw earlier, the copper and the pearl white for the rest of the underneath. Let me show you the exhaust tips. Better look at those. I love adding this aluminum tubing for exhaust tips. Looks much better than the kit exhaust. At least I think. And move on to the engine here. Okay, and to the engine we go again. Pretty much everything from the kit for the engine. I did use velocity stacks to cover the open carburetors. Just from the parts box. I don't know what they came from. I wired it. You got some spark plug wires and an aftermarket Axle coil that I also wired. Everything else as kitted. Decent looking engine, nothing over the top or anything like that. Dual intake, high rise intake and such. SS 427 valve covers. Just tells you that it's a 427 Chevy engine, big block. And we'll go to the other side, get you another good look at the coil. In the velocity stacks, I used Tamiya black panel line accent. Pick out some of the details inside there. I think that looks pretty good. Let's move on to the interior. Not sure how much you're going to be able to see in here. There are no door panel. There's no door panel detail. It's just the inside of the cab there for the door panel. I probably could have added an armrest and door handles and window cranks, but you're not really going to see them anyways, honestly. I'll try to zoom in on the dashboard. I hand-painted, brush-painted Molotow chrome on these controls here on the dash. Not really seeing much, I'm sorry. There is a decal for the speedometer and stuff right there. That is a decal. And for the horn button, I just, once again, hand brush painted Molotow chrome. Can't see it in the cab. Yeah, you can. Black shifter. And I did add embossing powder for the carpet. White embossing powder. Here's a jar of it. I did my tutorial on how I did that a little while back. Brushed the glue on and then sprinkle the carpet on, and then I just painted over it with a darker mixture of the black and copper for the carpet. Let me spin it around real quick to the driver's side if there's anything else you can see in there any better. And shot at the gauge decal maybe a little bit better. There you go. You can actually see the numbers on the speedometer. And then once again, those little controls there in the center of the dash, I just brush painted with Molotow chrome by hand. And the horn button. Zoom in on that. Let me zip around to the back. The door opens really nicely. The hinges were a little tricky, but not really bad, honestly. So let me get the door open real quick here. There we are. You see the door opens real nice and closes, and I closed it right back up. It doesn't stay open the best. It's almost a two-hand job. In fact, it kind of is. So I'll swing it open all the way there. Get a shot of the back. Back seats. They had little buttons on the on the bench seat there. I used a little pointer tool to do those in copper over the white cushions. And I brought the carpet into the back area as well with those two-tone seats. I don't think you can really see the two-tone seats, front seats, too well. Get in there, you can see that they're white. And you can maybe barely see the copper there. Yeah, barely see it. And there you go. A little touch up I forgot to do there on that. No big deal. Okay, so that is the engine and the interior. Pretty happy with how that turned out as well. So like I said, really decent kit. Not very detailed or anything like that, but it's fun to put together. You get some cool decals with it for the Kentucky bourbon in the barrel and even a Pop's ice cream shop. I might do that with something different or get another one for that. 97 pieces, only 97 pieces in it. It's the typical 124 scale old monogram molds that fit together great, but maybe aren't necessarily high parts counts or highly detailed, but they look good and they fit good. What more can you ask for? Really happy with the finish of this one, the shine of the pearl and the copper and everything. Really turned out nice. I think it's a fantastic tribute for a lost pup there. It couldn't have gone any better, I don't think. Looks really, really good. And obviously I body colored the wheels and actually used Green Stuff World Chrome for the dog dish caps there. So yeah, really simple build. Goes together really nice. Really happy with the turnout of it. That's it. Couldn't ask for anything more. So that's going to do it for this one. I've got another build up in the queue that I'm going to start on pretty soon. Going to do some work around the house first. Give myself about a week to wind down a little bit. But thanks for watching Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop. I'll see you next time.